Daniel O'Connell, 1775–1847, was an Irish political leader and lawyer, famously known as the Liberator for his role in advocating for the rights of Irish Catholics and securing the passage of the Catholic Emancipation Act of 1829. His life and work were pivotal in the struggle for Irish independence and the improvement of the social, political, and economic conditions of Irish Catholics under British rule. Early life and education. Daniel O'Connell was born on August 6, 1775, at Carhen, near the town of Cahersiveen in County Kerry, Ireland. His family was of Gaelic descent but had lost much of its power and wealth due to English rule. O'Connell's father, Morgan O'Connell, had been an officer in the Irish Army, but by the time Daniel was born, the family had little money or influence. O'Connell was raised as a Catholic in a predominantly Protestant society, and his early education was carried out in Ireland. He later attended the Royal College of St. Omer in France, a school established by Irish exiles. During his time in France, O'Connell became fluent in French and was exposed to revolutionary ideas. He then went on to study law at the prestigious University of Douai in France, where he completed his legal education. Legal career and early political involvement. After returning to Ireland in 1798, O'Connell was called to the Irish bar. He began practicing law in Dublin, gaining a reputation for his advocacy on behalf of the Irish Catholic community. His legal work frequently brought him into contact with the political and social issues of the time, particularly the discrimination faced by Catholics in Ireland. By the early 19th century, Ireland was a place of religious and political turmoil. Catholics were legally excluded from holding many public offices and from attending universities. The British government had enacted laws designed to suppress Catholic influence and power, culminating in the penal laws, which severely restricted Catholic rights. The political system was dominated by the Anglican elite, and Catholics had very limited political representation. O'Connell soon realized that one of the most pressing issues facing Ireland was Catholic emancipation, the removal of the legal restrictions that prevented Catholics from holding public office or participating fully in Irish political life. He made this his central political goal and began organizing campaigns to secure Catholic rights. The Catholic Emancipation Campaign. In the early 1800s, O'Connell formed the Catholic Association, a political movement dedicated to Catholic emancipation. Through the association, O'Connell sought to create a mass movement of Irish Catholics to press for their rights. He was not just a political strategist, he also employed a wide range of methods to mobilize public support, including petitions, mass meetings, and public demonstrations. One of O'Connell's most significant achievements was the development of a grassroots movement that was nonviolent and popular. The Catholic Association, under his leadership, was instrumental in organizing petitions and rallies, and its members used economic boycotts and peaceful protests to force the British government to act. The association's success was partly due to O'Connell's unique ability to unite both the Catholic peasantry and the Catholic elite in a common cause. In 1823, O'Connell's political activism gained even more momentum when he organized a large-scale petition to Parliament demanding Catholic emancipation. This campaign led to the formation of the famous O'Connell's Repeal Association. He also presented petitions to Parliament and led speeches across Ireland. These movements created significant pressure on the British government. Despite facing resistance from some of the Protestant elite, O'Connell's unwavering focus on nonviolence and legal means of protest gradually garnered widespread support. He became a beloved figure among the Irish people, who saw him as a champion of their rights. His slogan "Catholic Emancipation or Death" rallied millions to his cause. Success in later years. O'Connell's efforts eventually led to the passage of the Catholic Emancipation Act of 1829, a monumental victory for Irish Catholics. The act removed many of the legal restrictions on Catholics and allowed them to hold public office, vote in elections, and attend universities. This success earned O'Connell the title the Liberator and made him a hero in Ireland. In 1830, O'Connell was elected to the British Parliament, representing the County Clare constituency. His success in Parliament allowed him to advocate directly for the Irish cause, although he faced the challenge of navigating a complex political system that often worked against Irish interests. However, O'Connell's later years were marked by increasing frustration with the British government's response to Irish issues, including the ongoing poverty and land issues faced by the Irish people. He began to focus on the issue of Irish independence, leading the movement for the repeal of the Act of Union, which had merged the Irish and British parliaments in 1801. While O'Connell's efforts to achieve Irish independence through peaceful means were notable, his later years were filled with political disappointments. He faced opposition from both the British government and from more radical factions in Ireland who felt his approach was too moderate. In 1843, O'Connell organised a series of mass meetings throughout Ireland, known as the Repeal Campaign, calling for the repeal of the Act of Union, but he was eventually arrested and imprisoned by the British authorities in 1844. Death and legacy. Daniel O'Connell died on May 15, 1847, in Genoa, Italy, after a period of ill health. His death marked the end of an era in Irish politics, but his legacy lived on. His efforts to secure Catholic rights laid the groundwork for later movements for Irish independence, and his advocacy for nonviolence and peaceful resistance influenced future leaders such as Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. O'Connell's legacy is remembered today as that of a tireless advocate for the oppressed, particularly the Irish Catholic community, who faced discrimination and disenfranchisement under British rule. His dedication to achieving justice through peaceful means has made him an enduring figure in both Irish and global history.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.